A station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And coming up on the news at noon, new details in the Frederick tanker truck crash have been released, what the latest investigations reveal. And later, the February U.S. job report is in, and the information could shock you, how the numbers could impact your money.
And it took a little bit, but some light precipitation started to fall across the DMV here this morning. Is it going to continue as we go into the afternoon? We'll have a check of that forecast here in just a bit.
And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Tosin Fakile in for Mark Hall today. Let's get right to your weather forecast. Take a look outside. This is a shot of the White House. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us now for the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, I'm looking outside. It looks gloomy, and then precip is on the way or already gone.
It's already moving in, and we still have a little bit more to come here, Tosin. Yeah, it's not exactly the nicest Friday for us once again, with a storm system crossing the area. And again, that light rain, it's been here and there. Let's check out that radar picture. We had a wave of that light rain move right across parts of central southern Maryland down into the DC metro as well about an hour ago. But notice how it quickly pushed out of here to the east, and there really is not much else behind it for the moment. So we dealt with a little bit of that soggy weather already, but we're catching a break now as we go into the lunch hour and beyond into the early afternoon. Stopping the radar loop here. There you go. The last of those showers is exiting northeast of Baltimore, and then we do have a few showers back toward Winchester. Now, as far as any bit of wintry precipitation is concerned, it's been hard to find that because the precipitation started a little bit later this morning. Temperatures were able to go up above that freezing mark pretty much everywhere, meaning that any sort of wintry precipitation really has been confined to the higher elevations of western Maryland. Nothing currently happening, though, at this moment. And then we even had some snow trying to mix in near the Pennsylvania-Maryland line near Hagerstown, but at the moment here, the radar just showing some light rain showers across parts of Washington County down into the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. So thus far, just been a rain event as we have gone throughout the morning time. Now, we still do have winter weather advisories back across Garrett, Allegheny, Mineral counties there. That highest terrain off to the west still could see a little bit of mixed precipitation, about an inch of slushy accumulation by the middle of the afternoon. But all in all, this winter weather threat from this storm is continuing to decrease as we go more into the afternoon and then off into the evening. There's a wider view here. The center of that storm really focused to our north. A lot of snow going on western Pennsylvania, western New York. Meanwhile, we see that drier air working in on the backside of this system. That's what's pretty much giving us a dry break as we head into the afternoon hours. But we could see some precipitation ramping back up here this afternoon. So just be ready for on and off light rain showers to continue to be possible all the way into your Friday evening. But the good news is that we should start to dry out shortly after 7 to 8 o'clock here tonight. Now, as we head into the weekend, what are we going to be dealing with on Saturday behind this storm system? And could there be another shot of rain and possible snow coming on Sunday? We'll have a full check of that forecast here in just a bit.
Looking forward to that forecast, Damon. Thank you. We have new details this afternoon. We now know the name of the man who was killed in the tanker truck crash that caught fire in Frederick County. Officials say 58-year-old Ronald Leroy Heiston was the driver of the truck who died in that crash. He was from Smithsburg, Maryland. Officials say Heiston was driving a tanker truck with about 8,600 gallons of gas from Manassas to Taneytown. Investigators say his truck went off the road on the right side of the road, hit a tree, and caught fire. He died at the scene. 6 homes and 5 cars were damaged, either damaged or destroyed by the fire. Police say they don't believe the leaked liquid poses a threat to the public. And an effort to add express lanes to I-270 and 495, well, it's on hold, and that's because developer Accelerate Maryland Partners backed out of the Maryland Express Lanes project, a project that has already had several delays. Our Lex Juarez has the latest information and what the governor has to say.
Well, the Australian company actually submitted a notice to MDOT just yesterday saying they would be backing out of the project. This is a long-time partnership. It started in February of 2021. That was for phase 1 of the project. Since then, there has been work with MDOT to move things forward, but there have been many delays because of challenges, including environmental concerns and lawsuits, and the change of the political landscape of the state of Maryland with new Governor Wes Moore coming into office. Now, there is a deadline of March 21st for the next project proposal, and AM Partners said in a press release that they would not be able to meet the deadline. Now, I did reach out to Governor Moore's office for comment, and they got back to me with a statement from the governor, lieutenant governor, and Secretary Wiedefeld. In part, the governor said, quote, "The state remains committed to continuing progress and will move forward in a manner that ensures social equity, environmental protection, and engagement with local partners while always acting in the best interest of taxpayers." Now, it is still unclear exactly what the next steps for the project will be, but the governor and lieutenant governor say it is important to them to address any traffic congestion that's going on I-270 and I-495. In Maryland, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Thank you, Lex. Well, U.S. employers added 311,000 jobs in February. That's fewer than January's large increase. The report shows the unemployment rate rose to 3.6% this month compared to 3.4% in January. Last month's mark was the lowest in 53 years. Home purchases are continuing to drop, marking 12 straight months of decline. The report says spending on services like traveling remains strong. The Federal Reserve says higher pay for employees is contributing to higher inflation, specifically in labor-intensive markets like healthcare. And if the economy remains strong, it is possible the federal government will push to raise interest rates in order to fight inflation. The decision will be determined in parts to today's job data and next week's consumer inflation report. And amid the February job report release, we are now facing the new realities in the job market, leaving some excited and others anxious. The job market has seen ups and downs since COVID, making it difficult for many to feel secure. Emily Swift is now a healthcare worker. After losing her job as a restaurant hostess, she says many people she knows are struggling.
A lot of them are just kind of in between jobs, doing things like DoorDash and stuff to try and get by. A lot of people have multiple jobs. It just seems to be really, really hard for most people.
But others say differently, and that IT jobs are the future.
If you go to McDonald's, you have, the kiosks that you order on. Somebody's got to service those. Somebody's got to fix it when it breaks. And so that will be more people in tech.
And those IT professionals in Hagerstown say as we move to automation, low-paid service workers will be replaced by higher-paid professional technicians. Governor Glenn Youngkin is facing criticism after a controversial CNN town hall. Last night, protesters gathered outside of CNN in Northeast D.C., rallying against Youngkin's transgender policies in Virginia schools. The governor rules require students to use the bathroom that aligns with their assigned sex at birth.
We believe that Glenn Youngkin is not educating us as accurately as possible, and we're here because we think that his trans model policies are not model policies. They're just excuses to justify bigotry.
We just need extra bathrooms in schools. We need gender-neutral bathrooms, and so people can use a bathroom that they, in fact, are comfortable with. I think sports are very...
Also believes that students should only play sports that align with their biological sex. And reminder, Governor Youngkin won a large portion of his vote because of his policies surrounding race and gender issues in the classroom. And on Capitol Hill, the battle over the federal budget escalates with President Biden revealing his spending plan. The proposal includes several tax hikes for people making more than $400,000 a year. He says it'll strengthen funding for programs like Medicare and Social Security. The plan also includes trillions of dollars in new spending for priorities like childcare, prescriptions, and clean energy. Lawmakers on the Hill are divided about whether the plan will help or hurt the economy. Washington correspondent Alexandra Lyman has more details.
My dad would say, no, Show me your budget, I'll tell you what you value.
On Thursday, President Joe Biden unveiled his full budget proposal.
So my budget reflects what we can do to lift the burden on hardworking Americans.
The president says that while he intends to continue battling inflation, his budget proposal would help Americans in other ways too. For example, by restoring the expanded child tax credit, giving families up to $3,600 per child instead of $2,000. The plan would also cap insulin prices at $35 a month for everyone, not just Medicare recipients.
It fits the needs of American families to a T.
But Republicans reject the president's plan, in part because of the new spending, saying the country is already in financial trouble.
Just to look at the next 10-year window, for the first time, 3 trust funds go insolvent. The Highway Trust Fund, Medicare, and Social Security.
The White House says the president's plan would provide Medicare funding for at least 25 years and would lower the national debt by nearly $3 trillion over the next 10 years by raising taxes on corporations and the ultra-wealthy. But Republicans also object to new taxes.
We don't have a revenue problem. We have an expenditure problem.
And in news overseas, German officials say 8 people are dead following a shooting at a Jehovah's Witness hall. This happened yesterday evening. Right now, it's unclear the number of people injured in this incident. The shooting took place in Hamburg. The former mayor there is calling the incident a brutal act of violence. Witnesses describe the chaotic moments.
After the police got there, there was no gunfire for a long time. Then, after 5 minutes or so, there was a single shot.
Police say the suspect is dead. There's no word yet on a motive.